Good evening, everyone. My name is Lori Ferraro. Welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. I am zooming in from Boise, Idaho, and I am very excited to be on here tonight. I'm very thankful that we have these Wellness Wednesdays. You know, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a Mimo, and I just know how important it is to live the best we can. You know, nobody's perfect and nobody is asking you to be perfect, but I love that you all jumped on here. I love that you want to learn more, you care about your health, you want to hear about healthy living products, and you want information about things. I mean, knowledge is power, and it's so important that we get that. We hear the things that we're not hearing every single day. I mean, we're bombarded with, you know, toxins, and we're bombarded with things in our food that shouldn't really be there, and there's just all of these things going on. And what if there was a way to live a little bit healthier? What if you had some knowledge that you didn't have before and you're like, wow, I didn't realize that. I have learned so much personally from these wellness Zooms, and I'm always so thankful for all the doctors that I get to interview each and every week and for all the knowledge that they provide. But I can tell you, I want to do better. I want to feel good as I grow older. I mean, we're not getting any younger, right? We're getting older. I'm older right now than I was just a couple of minutes ago when I started this Zoom. And I want to age as gracefully as I possibly can. So putting healthy products into my body, products that are actually absorbing, means a lot to me. Hearing that there's science that actually backs that, knowing that we're in the PDR, the Physician's Digital Reference. I mean, we have so much study after study after study that proves our science. You know, and people say, well, what makes yours different, Lori? There's a lot of supplements out there. Well, you're going to hear exactly what makes ours different because Dr. Karen's going to go into great detail on each and every product. We're going to run through all of our products this evening. There's a testimonial on each product, so you're going to hear from people all across the globe sharing their personal testimonial about these products. But you know, I just learned the older I get, we can't put a price on good health. You get one body, you get one shot. I mean, I want to do the best I can, and I don't want to be that person that has, you know, when you open the medicine cabinet, there's all these pills in there and prescription. Like, I don't want that. I want that to be zero or very, very minimal because I don't want to live taking a bunch of prescriptions. And do you guys see these commercials on TV? Do they blow your mind like they blow my mind when you hear all these things? Oh, if you, I'm just thinking of some of the things. I don't know why I always hear Tririzzi. Do you guys? I don't even know what it is, honestly. But I mean, there's just all these commercials, and then you hear with different ones. It may cause upset stomach, diarrhea, vomiting, dizziness. Some may even cause death. Like, you hear all these things. And one the other day, I said, Greg, did I hear that right? They said burping. I'm like, my goodness, there's just these ongoing things. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks. No, thank you. I want to live as healthy as I can. I'm not saying there's never a time and place for those things. There are. But what if we could do better? What if we had some information maybe that we didn't know? I guarantee you're going to learn things, and at the end of the Zoom, you're going to go, I'm so glad I jumped on there. I had no idea I was going to learn that much. I promise you that will happen, unless you jump off early. Don't do that. But have a pen and paper because you are about to hear from one of the absolute best. I absolutely love Dr. Karen Bailey. Let me tell you a little bit about her. She's double board certified, not only in family practice, but also in obstetrics and gynecology. This woman has not only done her medical practices in one country, how about three? How about Canada, United States, and New Zealand? I'm always like, three. I mean, three, like not just one, but three. And when you hear her share tonight, you're going to be like, this woman is incredibly intelligent. I mean, obviously, all doctors are smart or they wouldn't have got through medical school, but I just have to be honest and say some are smarter than others. Pay attention. You're going to notice that tonight. And Dr. Karen is blessed. She's helped so many people. She's now blessed to be retired, and her husband are traveling the world together, enjoying all kinds of things, enjoying all kinds of places. But I just can't thank you enough, Dr. Karen, for being on here tonight. So I want to turn the Zoom over to my friend, Dr. Karen Bailey.
Thanks, Lori. It's really nice to join you guys, and welcome to everybody that's joined us, especially the people on for the first time, and hopefully there are a few of them. So a little bit about my story with supplements. I really got introduced to supplements in 2009, not through anything in medicine, but actually through the gym I was working out at. And it really started a journey looking at longevity, supporting my health that I had, maybe slowing down the aging process. And it's been quite a ride and quite a learning experience, but now I'm really, really happy to share some of that with you. Um, one of the things that I've learned in that journey is it's not only what is in your supplements that's important, it's also very important what is not in your supplements. And so you want to try and get stuff as pure as you can. So you want to try and avoid fillers and artificial colors and artificial flavors, uh, bulking agents. They're just not great. So you want to have pure stuff. If you can get plant-based, it seems to be a better supplement than something that comes out of a bunch of chemicals in a lab that's put together and then compressed into a hard tablet that's hard to absorb. Ours are plant-based. So that's a really important, to me, validation that these are really good products. Another thing that I look at with them is there has to be some absorption. There's no point taking supplements if you're getting a mere 5 or 10% maybe of what you're supposed to be getting. So our company has done those tests and looked at absorption, and our absorption rates are absolutely phenomenal. So you are actually getting what you are buying. You can waste your money if you want on $10 vitamins, and most of the time they're going to go right through your system with very poor absorption, nothing else happening. So you take a vitamin, you don't feel any different. Well, maybe you didn't absorb anything. So if you take our supplements and you start to say, ooh, what's in that? Something changed. I noticed something. Now you're getting absorption. This is really, really important. So I don't know about anybody else, but if I'm going to spend money on a supplement, I'd sure like to know that I'm getting my money's worth. So these are really important things. Now we're going to run through some of the products, and I want you to remember that we're not here to try and diagnose anybody, treat anybody, cure anything, prevent any disease or illness, but we want to show you and talk to you a little bit about some of our products, and these will be followed with some testimonials. And you have to remember that these testimonials are based on personal experiences. They may not be typical, but I'll tell you what, you listen to enough people, and boy, oh boy, they are having things happen and change and noticing the difference. So there's something there about our products and the absorption that everybody should pay attention to. And remember, your bodies are smart. They'll figure out what you need. What you experience may not be what your neighbor experiences, but your body will figure it out if we give it the right ingredients. Lori, do you want to get started with our first product?
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Dr. Karen. So our first product is our Vitalité. This is our daily supplement. I love how this box just drops down. I just think this is a great little box. You pull out the little packet, and in the packet, there's 5 little supplements to start your day. I like to take these right away in the morning. And one of my favorite things is I take them on an empty stomach. When I say right away in the morning, I mean right away in the morning with a glass of water on an empty stomach. And it's so funny how many people, when I say, they'll say, "Oh, Lori, why do you think your supplements are different than something else?" I'm like, "Here, take this, give them a little packet, take it tomorrow morning on an empty stomach." Their eyes get huge and they say, "I can't do that." "Why not?" "I'll feel queasy, I'll get sick, I'll vomit." No, you won't. Trust me, take it tomorrow morning on an empty stomach, and then you'll know why our products are different. And then I can head to the gym, do a workout. It's phenomenal. So obviously they're absorbing, they're not sitting in your stomach like Dr. Karen just mentioned, making you feel sick because they have a bunch of fillers in them and all kinds of yucky stuff. And I do want to say this. You're going to hear about all these phenomenal products with a testimonial after each product. And I just want to let you know there's 2 ways you can get these products in your hands. You can pay retail or you can pay wholesale. To me, just a smart business move. Why would you pay retail when you can pay wholesale, right? I mean, why do that? So whoever invited you on the Zoom, if you're like, "Hey, I want to try that. I'd like to get my hand on this product or that product or all the products," let them know and they'll share with you after the Zoom how you can get wholesale pricing. It's basically like a Costco membership, one time, $30 a year. and then you can get wholesale pricing, but they'll show you exactly how to do that. So back to you, Dr. Karen. I just think these vitamins each morning, my absolute favorite.
Yeah, the Vitalité is definitely a foundational product. And if people have to be selective on what they take, or maybe they can't afford anything vast to start with the Vitalité. There's a real large portfolio of vitamins, trace minerals, amino acids, probiotics, berry blends, enzymes, superfood blends, and omega in it. And if you look at all those things combined, a lot of people, if you were going to try and replace this, you would have to buy 4 or 5 different bottles of supplements to get what you are getting in this vitamin. The absorption is also very good. The industry standard for multivitamins is 10% absorption. We've done absorption studies, and this one comes in at 44%. That is huge. It's no wonder these make a difference to the way people feel. It is recommended that you do take them in the morning, and they've been touted to promote heart, brain, eye health. They help support the healthy gut microbiome, especially with the probiotics, and they help promote cellular energy formation. And let's face it, in this day and age, most of us can use an extra little dose of energy unless you're a 3-year-old and then you wish you could bottle their energy. Lori, you have a testimonial for us.
I sure do. I'm going to turn it over to Judy. Welcome, Judy.
Thank you. My name is Judy Baggett, and I'm from St. Albert, Alberta. And I really like the Vitalité. And I guess it's the biggest thing I like about the Vitalité is it lets me know that I'm getting the nutrients that I need in a day. Like, just for an example, the other day I had one of those days where I got up, took my Vitalité, went for my walk, come in and had my breakfast, took off, never come back, and took off by 8:45 in the morning, didn't get back home till about 7:30, 7:45, hadn't ate all day, there just was no time. And oh, that's not true. I did taste my husband's food to make sure it wasn't too hot for him because he's in a home. And you know what? No nutrients going in all day. Come home and had a bowl of cereal and went to bed because I was just beat. But I wasn't worried that I wasn't getting the things that I should have for the day. So that is the thing that I like about it most. It does give me energy, yes, and what I give it also to my husband, and the reason for that is because they did epigenic reports on it, and it raises the BDNF, which is for brain function. My husband has dementia. It raises it by 840%. So I'm going to keep giving him Vitalité for the nutrients. Not that he doesn't eat good, but he doesn't get all the nutrients properly. They don't get very many fresh fruits or fresh vegetables. It's, they're overcooked or it's canned, and yeah. So it's just that security, knowing that he is getting the proper nutrition that he needs also. So thank you very much, and I love it.
Thanks, Judy. You bring up a really good point, and that is about getting your nutrients. And we know that the quality of our food supply is deteriorating over time. The minerals are being leached out of the soils by modern farm practices. And when we live up in the north in Canada, a lot of our stuff we can't grow locally, so it's shipped in. So it's days old by the time it gets here. And so supplementation to me is not an option. It's a must do. And this is definitely a good product. We cannot eat enough food on a daily basis to get the nutrients that we need. So something like Vitalité is vital, if you will. Lori, let's move on.
Okay. And you brought up something too earlier, about having to put 4 or 5 different bottles of supplements to make what we have in one box here that you can have daily. And you get what you pay for. You mentioned that, Dr. Karen, and that's so important. I know I've shared this story before. I'm going to share it real quick again tonight. My uncle years ago, like 30 some years ago, I'm aging myself, 30 some years ago in Minnesota, he had a porta potty business. And he would bring his porta potties to concerts and softball fields and all of these things. And I remember 30 some years ago him telling me how vitamins don't work, they don't absorb. And I thought, well, what do you know about vitamins? Like, you're not a doctor. You're like, what do you know about vitamins? And he said, well, Lori, when I clean the porta potties, he said, you squirt them out with a hose, and at the bottom of the porta potty, there's a grate. And on that grate sits a big mound of whole vitamins every time I do it. Full vitamins. They're just literally going right through people into the porta potty or into your potty. And he's like, so I see it, they don't absorb. And he said, and on two of them, I can still see the label, I can read it. And I was like, well, what is it? And he said, Centrum and one a day. I'm like, are you serious? You guys realize how many, I mean, this was 30 years ago. They're still selling them. And he was reading them on in the porta potty. You can still read the label on them. So again, you get what you pay for. And the question is, are you just patting yourself on the back like, oh, I take a multivitamin every day. What a good girl I am. Or is it actually working? Do you feel the energy? Have you had your blood checked? Have you had your blood drawn? And the doctor's going, oh my goodness, because that's what happens every time Greg and I get our blood drawn. They're like, your blood's incredible, especially for our ages. They're just like, I know why. I mean, I know why. Like, there's no question. So I love it. Now, we are going to get into each of our supplement line really quick. I wanted to mention, Dr. Karen, we do have a skincare line. We're not going to put a heavy emphasis on it tonight, but I want to make sure everyone knows that we do have a skincare line. And within that line, there's a cleanser, there's a toner, there's a serum, and this serum is incredible. Again, backed by science. We have all the science to prove that this is a neuro serum. It's the only neuro serum. What does that mean? They found there's a skin-brain connection. So when you put this on, not only do you look good, helps your skin tighten up, lighten up some of the brown aging spots, things like that, but it also gives you a hit of dopamine to the brain. And if you're like, oh, come on, Lori, we have the science to prove it. It's clinically proven. You get a hit of dopamine, and then we also have the moisturizer. So I just wanted to let you guys know we do have that line. But our next product that we're going to hit on tonight is our collagen product. Dr. Karen, I'm always so amazed about our collagen product being number one, liquid. A lot of people take powdered collagen. I hear people all the time, Dr. Karen, say they get their collagen at Costco. Number one thing I hear out there, and it's powdered normally. First of all, I know you're going to hit on it, Dr. Karen. Again, do you know the absorption on that? You're not really getting
73%.
You want to get absorption. Like, it's so important. So we have a liquid collagen, micronized, hydrolyzed. Back to you, Dr. Karen. It's incredible. And it tastes good.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of collagen out there, and it's a real popular supplement these days. But there's an awful lot of collagen products that are not necessarily good ones. First of all, make sure yours is hydrolyzed. Also, make sure that you understand the source of the collagen. Is it marine? Is it bovine or beef? Is it porcine or pork? The best, they say, is the marine. And you want to have food grade collagen, not something that's kind of the leftover remnants from a hide in a factory somewhere. And a lot of companies will not even tell you clearly what the source of their collagen is. So if it doesn't clearly tell you that on the product, steer away from it. The other thing that I think is really important is do some third-party testing. And ours are third-party tested by an independent company. A lot of the collagen products are not. And the problem with this is they are contaminated sometimes with heavy metals like arsenic and lead and mercury and cadmium. And we don't need those toxins. But if you don't have third-party testing, you really don't know 100% sure of what is in there. Some of the brands, to kind of mask that awful taste that a lot of the collagen supplements have, add artificial flavors or dyes or preservatives even. You don't want that. Our product does not have any of those, so the quality is superior. The other thing to look for with good collagen products is any kind of certifications. You know, do they have the NSF? Do they have USP? Do they have other certifications of quality? And a lot of them do not. There should be little symbols on the packages. Look for them. The thing, though, that I think that really validates ours above everybody else is these are in the PDR. The PDR is the prescriber's digital reference. This is kind of the Bible or the holy book of all prescriptions and quality nutraceuticals that are available in the US. You cannot buy your way into this book. You have to have science, third-party testing. You have to have all sorts of validity studies done. So for me as a physician, when I see products that are in the PDR, I'll tell you what, that really impresses me, and it should impress anybody else. If you are not sure about any products, you can go to pdr.net. In the search bar, type in what you want. Type in one-a-day vitamins. Type in Centrum. Type in your Materna prenatal vitamins. And guess what shows up? Nothing. They do not meet the standards or have not done the studies or spent the money to get their products assessed to get into this very, very important resource. So the PDR, absolutely vital. So our Collagéne is going to help promote a vibrant and a youthful looking skin. And it's going to help promote our natural ability to produce collagen. Now we cycle our collagen 10 days on, 20 days off. Well, why do you do that? Because if you give the body collagen supplements every single day, it gets lazy. And it basically says, well, I don't need to make it because you give it to me every day. But if we cycle it for 10 days and stop, you actually help promote our own natural collagen production to increase. And it starts to decrease as we get older. That's why you start to see our skin changes and our joint changes and our hair changes. The other thing that is really cool is this stuff tastes good. It's got pomegranate in it. Pomegranate is actually something that is used to help stimulate our natural collagen production. We have 5 grams of marine collagen. It is hydrolyzed. It is micronized. It's exactly what we want. So this is just a fabulous, fabulous product. Lori, who's got a testimonial for us?
Our next testimonial is Lori.
Hi there. My name is Lori Clymer. I'm from Clovis, California, and this happens to be one of my very favorite products. I'm 57. I don't feel 57. I feel like I don't know, in my 30s. I probably act like I'm in my 20s, but that's okay. I like that, funny thing is, I first was excited thinking, oh, it's going to get rid of my wrinkles and all of that. I am paralyzed on the right side of my face due to a bad accident. And funny thing is, I have less wrinkles on my good side than I did on my bad side. No. I do have less wrinkles. My bad side doesn't have any wrinkles, but I do have less wrinkles. But the amazing thing is, it's helped my joints, which I'm more excited about that. I have really bad, they took my 5th rib under my breast, and that's what this jaw is. And I have a lot of pain, and it's helped that. But to close that eye, I sleep on the right side of my body. So I've created bursitis in this shoulder and in my hip, and it will wake me up painfully out of a dead sleep. And that before I started collagen, I would get shots that didn't work. And so I stopped doing that. And I don't have to get them because amazingly it has helped. And I thank God for that. Funny thing is, I would think, why do I only have to do it for 10 days? And that's because I'm going to out myself. I'm 31 and a half years sober. So my alcoholic mind is always like, well, if 10 days work, 31 should work even better. But I do it like I'm supposed to. And the funny thing is it really does work. So it's amazing. And for me, I keep mine in the fridge because I like it. You don't have to. It just kind of tastes like a dessert. But it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And I think it's fantastic. And I'm so grateful for this product and for this company. So that's all. Thank you.
Lori, that's a really good testimonial. And we have to remember that collagen makes up about a third of our body's protein. And it's not just skin, it's also hair and nails. And we need to remember tendons and ligaments around our joints as well. So there's no question that this can make a difference to our joint health as well as all the others. Anybody had their hairdresser comment on their hair? Anybody noticed maybe their fingernails or their toenails aren't splitting as much or are thicker and stronger than they used to be? These are all some of the little things that people are noticing with this supplement. So it is fantastic. Now, the other thing too is you got to remember that all our products are designed to work synergistically with each other. One will work fine, but to put them together, they work even better and you get magnified results. So it's not just the collagen that you're going to get. So just bear that in mind. Lori, let's move on. What's our next product?
Okay, our next one is Revive. And I like to say these little orange magic beans. These are fantastic. So they help with pain. They help with inflammation. They help, inflammation, correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Karen, is a #1 cause of disease. And these help to keep inflammation, wherever that inflammation may be in your body, help to keep that down. And I just think this is an incredible product. So back to you, Dr. Karen.
Yeah, there's no question the medical profession has finally started to realize that chronic long-term inflammation is behind the majority of our chronic illnesses that we have today. So anything that we can do to try and reduce that inflammation or calm that inflammation is going to make a difference to how we're going to feel and how some of those diseases are going to progress. This one has some of the best natural plant-based anti-inflammatories that are known in the world. Curcumin and boswellia to start with, black cumin oil, grapeseed extract. Now, curcumin is often used in studies of absorption as a baseline standard. And if you get 10% absorption, that is really good. With Revive, 30% absorption with our products. So this is really, really good. And lots of people are using this for all sorts of conditions. If you have any kind of medical disease with itis in it, arthritis, uveitis, colitis, itis, inflammation, you will probably benefit from being on this. And it may not be something where it's obvious to you initially, especially if it's been long-term, but the longer you're on it and the lower the inflammation becomes in your body, the more you'll start to experience the benefits of it. So, do we have a testimonial?
We sure do. I'm going to turn it over to Sam.
Make sure I'm unmuted here. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam Van Son. I'm in Irvington, Virginia, and my story is about inflammation. When I was younger, was a dancer. I was a modern dancer. I did a lot with dance. I have a BA and an MA in dance, and I got to the point where I had bouts of inflammation even when I was in my younger years, and I would injure easily. And I started to have other issues come up, and I ended up having to stop dancing and teaching and everything. So many years later, fast forward, I'm now 49. In the last couple years, or I should say more than that, maybe the last 5 years, that inflammation got worse and got a little complicated with hormonal changes, which I'm sure many of us on this call can relate to. And I started working with a food coach this year. She recommended Revive to me. And really, I mean, the first time I took it, I could feel a difference. But now that I've been taking it for a while, I really recognize what it does to help me with my inflammation. And I've taken a lot of other steps to help curb the inflammation. And, it's a process. I'm kind of in a healing process and it's happening, which is exciting. But so inflammation helps me, one, after a workout, because I tend to probably get more inflamed than your average person who's not dealing with inflammation. And so what I do is I take two Revives first thing in the morning with all my other vitamins, every day, just as to kind of have a basis. And then after a workout, I will usually take two. If I am having a bout of inflammation where not only my soft tissue, muscles and ligaments feel inflamed, but also my stomach tends to get inflamed, and I've had issues with my esophagus, which would get inflamed. And so when that's happening, I take Revive and it helps. I'm not going to say that it gets rid of it altogether, but it makes it easier to eat, because I used to really have trouble eating because I couldn't get food down through my esophagus when it was inflamed. So I really think it's a wonderful product. You can really feel the absorption that Dr. Bailey's talking about. And I highly recommend it. I certainly don't have anything negative to say or any warnings. It's just really been a wonderful product for me.
Thanks, Sam. And you bring up a couple of interesting thoughts in my mind. And one is that because this is plant-based, we don't have the side effects on our stomach and livers and kidneys and intestines like we get with traditional medical anti-inflammatories, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. So it's very, very safe. And you can increase the dose as you've been doing, and we don't have a harm with that. It's just like going out and eating more out of your garden, if you will. It's extremely safe being plant-based. So don't be afraid to do that. So people may start with one twice a day. If you're not getting an effect after about 3 days, maybe try doubling it up to two twice a day, see how it goes. If you're having a real flare up of something, you could probably go 3 or 4 times a day with a couple of pills and get that inflammation under control, and then you can slowly back off again. The other thing that you mentioned that's really good is that because of the contents in this Revive, it has been shown to kind of promote muscle recovery and also help support our immune health. So again, it's going to work with some of the other products, but even by itself, there's benefits. Taken with the others, it's even better. So great testimonial. You're definitely getting a couple of those advantages. Thanks, Sam. Lori, what's next?
Our next one is our Purify, and this is our gentle detox, heavy on the word gentle. People hear detox and they get real scared thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to be in my restroom all day. I can't wear white pants. I can't leave the house. I'm going to say it again, heavy on the gentle. It's a gentle detox, and it's going to help to detox 5 major organs: your colon, your kidneys, your liver, your lungs, and your biggest organ, your skin. So I love this product. I take 2 every night before I go to bed because I know we're inundated with toxins. Toxins everywhere. Our water, our food, our clothes, makeup, nails, polish, all those things. There's just toxins that we're breathing every single day. So again, Dr. Karen, I like to take 2 every single night before I go to bed to try to have my body cleansed from as much as I possibly can. Again, not going to be perfect, but I just want to do better.
It is recommended, Lori, that we should probably take it in the evening. It contains an advanced blend of kind of cleansing herbs and fulvic acid. And fulvic acid is really important because it's binding with heavy metals. And there's more and more exposure to heavy metals. Seafood, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of heavy metals in that. We had years ago, Flint, Michigan, darn, lead in the pipes in the water. these are heavy metals. People get poisoned by this. We need to get this stuff out of our body. The problem is a lot of times you don't even know you're being exposed to it. So detox has almost become something that's a necessity to do on a regular basis. And it is a gentle detox, but it also targets kind of the 5 different detox systems. So you've got your liver, your lungs, your colon, your kidneys, and your skin. So definitely something that even if you don't do it consistently, regularly, every once in a while do it. Some people might say, I'll do it for 2 weeks every couple of months. Okay, you know what? That's better than not at all. The best would be a little bit every day. But again, you have to pick and choose a little bit, but it should be part of your overall health system to detox occasionally. You have a testimonial for us, Lori?
Sure do. I'm going to turn over to Francesca. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. I'm Francesca, and here to tell you about my experience with Purify. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about me and why I recommend it and why I take it. So, I grew up in an island, and I've always been athletic. So, amazing energy, right? I'm older now. I don't believe one should lose the energy of life just because of age. Last year, my energy really started to go downhill, and I got worried. I was tired a lot. I started worrying about toxins. I'm very healthy and on no medications, which a lot of people my age are, never have been. And I questioned, have I accumulated toxins over many years of life? And is it causing my energy to wane? And then I thought, am I leaning towards some kind of illness? Oh my God. I then started looking for not only highly soluble and organic nutrients, I wanted something that could cleanse my body. Lo and behold, I found Purify. Oh, I'm so happy I found it. Now, just so you know, I've been in health and wellness all my life, and I do not endorse anything that I do not believe to be deserving and that I have not used. You see, last year I started having abdominal pain, and my doctor sent me to a specialist. He did a lower GI, which, as we all know, is quite fun. I was in severe pain during the procedure, and even though I was sedated, I woke up because I was in so much pain. I said, "Why am I hurting so bad?" He says, "It's your IBS." I'm like, what is that? Well, of course, it's irritable bowel syndrome. And I'm thinking, no way. Well, that explained the waning energy. And because I'm athletic, I tend to ignore pain. So not too long after that is when I discovered Purify, and I started taking it right away. I have been taking Purify every night and even also sometimes in the morning for a year now. And I've had no pain. I've never had any problem with IBS, anything like that since. And it's increased my energy. Now, keep in mind, I take a lot of supplements and that didn't work and certainly not organic, but I found Purify to be beautifully strong, yet gentle. I know that's a bit of a dichotomy, but really it is. It not only takes metals from your body and that parasites live on, thus removing those parasites, it gently removes toxins and clears your digestive system. And I learned that parasites can also cause abdominal pain. Basically, Purify helps you excrete normally without diarrhea, thus cleaning your body of toxins. It's strong enough to help and gentle enough to cleanse. I have literally had no issues, like I said, since. And also, my heartburn went away. I had a little bit of heartburn coming in as I aged. Purify is nothing less than wonderful for your body. I call it the magic pill. It's like giving your body an oil change, giving it clean fluid to pick up debris that can cause your engine to fail. With the purification it provides, it helps the brain as well. It cleared the foggy feeling I had and it gave me back that youthful energy. Can you tell? Purify helped me tremendously and I cannot recommend it enough. I take it every single day. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you for letting me share my story.
Francesca, after that, I think I've been replaced. What a great testimonial. Wow. I can't add more to that. That's amazing. Lori, what's next?
That was beautiful. Our next product is our immune product, and this is going to help boost our immune system. Who doesn't want a little bit of a boost? I know we're heading into cold and flu season, and I take all the products every single day, not just in cold and flu season. I take it in the summer as well, but I love my immune. I want to help boost my immune system because we're exposed to a lot of things, and especially if you got little kids around. I got 3 little grandbabies, and little kids can kind of carry even, I think, maybe a little bit more sometimes, so of those little germies. So anyway, it's just good to boost your immune system. So I love this product, Dr. Karen.
Lori, I really like it too, especially with all the traveling that we do. I don't have those little germ factories in my life like you do, but I'll tell you what, you get into an airplane and someone's coughing 3 seats ahead of you or especially behind you, and I'm going, oh God, how much immune do I need to take today? So it does support the healthy immune system, but it also has really important things: vitamin A, C, D, E, calcium, zinc, selenium, which are all things that before we had immune, I would be loading up on if I was feeling like I was coming down with something, getting that little tickle in the back of your throat, that little bit of maybe drainage out of your nose. And they're all in one product now. We don't have to have 4 or 5 bottles again of something else to take. There's no question that the best way to use this one is to use it consistently on a regular basis, which is what I do. On the other hand, bump it up if you feel like you're coming down with something, or you're going into a situation like traveling where you just want that extra little edge to keep you from maybe coming down with something. Won't hurt to increase the dose temporarily over a couple of days either if you think like you're coming down with something. There's nothing in here that you're going to overdose on or get ill from. So definitely use it. The other place that this has been really helpful, and people in the spring may notice this, is seasonal allergies. And a lot of people who struggle with seasonal allergies, who take this consistently, find that the severity of their allergies is reduced. So lots of reasons to take this one. I assume you have a testimonial for us.
I sure do. Welcome, Nikki.
Hello. Okay, so you're talking seasonal allergies. I'm going to tell you all the smoke from the fires. There's lots of really cool perfumes people have come out with for the fall that like light up my migraines and stuff. And one of the things I really like about this is the reduction of, that sensitivity to allergens. So definitely like that. So the thing I was kind of looking at is I was in the military for years, which means, a lot of shots that kill your microbiome. So the nice thing about this is it's got such stellar quality ingredients and it's functional food. So it's like you said, you can take it and you're not going to get sick if you're like only take 2 per day. We don't have that issue. Another nice thing is with the incredible ingredients we have, it gives you just a lot of ingredients to support your body. So like for my horses and cows, I have to buy mineral blocks with selenium and stuff like that in it. So I was laughing because one of the ingredients in this is selenium. Never once have I been to a doctor that said, you know what, you don't have the proper nutrients in your ground. So the vegetables you're growing and the beef you're raising is going to be lacking. So you need to take this. Nobody ever says that. But here we have products that are giving us these micronutrients and increasing our immune defense, and supporting the microbiome, where so many things in our world nowadays destroy the microbiome, which, the inflammation causes problems through every system in the body, your mind, the immune system, like we were talking about with the allergies and everything. So for me, definitely the reduction of inflammation, those of us in the over 50 club, we all definitely appreciate that. I was looking up some information on it because it talks about this quorum sensing, and I did not understand that. But basically, it's how the blend inhibits how bacteria communicate. And then the other part of the system is it strengthens and promotes a healthy immune response. So a lot of these cells that do ugly things in your body, they're not getting the benefit. So for me, I don't have the little kids running around, but I'm visiting my mom multiple days a week in a facility. They've got COVID raging. They've got all sorts of crazy things going on. Have I gotten sick at all? And I put most of it back here on the immune. So thank you.
Nikki, really good testimonials. And the other thing we have to remember about immune is not only will it upregulate our immune system when we need to for fighting something, But if you have an overactive immune system, it can help downregulate it as well if it's been overactive and hyperreactive. So 2 really good ways that this works. And again, this is something your body figures out. We just have to give it the right ingredients and then let it go and do its own thing. Lori, what's next?
Our next product is our Eternal product. And I love that this is a super blend antioxidant. It's liquid, shake it up, drink it down, tastes absolutely phenomenal. And, earlier, Sam had mentioned, hormone changes and, us getting older as women, as people, as individuals. And I want to highlight this, Dr. Karen. There's been a ton of testimonials. There's been a lot of people. This product has helped with numerous things, from muscle recovery, for working out, all of those types of things. For when we go back, Sam, to your thing about hormones, menopause, perimenopause, premenopause. I don't know if it's all I think it's related to so much glutathione and our absorption rates, but also resveratrol. I mean, it's helped men with ED. I mean, I could go on and on and on. This product, again, Dr. Karen, I don't know if it's all the resveratrol, all the glutathione, the combination, the absorption rate, but holy Hannah, every man and woman should be taking this. I I take several a day because I also like it as a healthy snack. It just tastes really good. So one day my husband Greggy said, "How many of those are you taking?" I'm like, 3, 4. You don't have to take that many. I like it. It's healthy. It makes me feel good. And you know what? I'm 52. I'll take all the glutathione I can get.
Lori, there's no question that the glutathione, I think, is the most important part of it. Resveratrol comes in a good second, but you get antioxidant effects, you get healing effects. So certainly when I was doing surgery, if I had patients where I could get them to supplement their glutathione before the surgery and after the surgery, they healed better and faster. It's also got anti-inflammatory properties and helps stimulate a healthy immune system. It has a little bit of collagen in it too. So that's always good for the anti-aging. But I really think the glutathione is about the closest thing we can come to kind of an anti-aging thing. And I was looking the other day at something on aging, and cellular aging begins with a particular protein, a KMBG1. And when it binds to cellular receptors, it activates a couple of different pathways that encourage inflammation and cells to age. And one of those pathways is NFKB. Well, guess what? One of our epigenetic studies looked at this NFKB, and it has shown that Eternal drops the activity of the NFKB by 345%. Now, our other products with collagen, Vitalité, and Revíve also drop the activity of the NFKB pathway. So this is really going to be important for anybody who's really looking at proactive wellness, anti-aging. This one is a key ingredient in that anti-aging process. So definitely this to me would be something right up like Vitalité, where again, it's going to be one of our foundational products for people to consider. It does heal right at the cellular level. So people who have injuries, bump it up. You have a visible scar, a visible injury. Once the skin has basically closed over and is not raw and open, you can put this directly on the skin. With the liposome therapy and the glutathione, it's absorbed. And you can rub it in. I think it's better to do that than to take the bio oils and the castor oils and the vitamin E and everything else that people are rubbing on their scars or their injuries. Use something like this. So we got a testimonial.
We sure do. Welcome, Patrick.
Hello. So my name is Patrick Toussaint from Idaho Falls, Idaho. I am 53 years old, and in 4 weeks, I'm going to go on stage and compete in a physique competition. So this product, Eternal, is a game changer because I'm in a caloric deficit. And apparently my colleagues, oh my gosh, I'm suffering. Oh, I'm dehydrated. I don't have enough. I'm like, oh man, this is the key. Guys, think about it. 10 superfruits, glutathione, resveratrol. When I drink this, As I'm working out and getting ready for the competition, I'm recovering better. I don't feel as hungry. This is helping with my inflammation. This is just, I mean, it helps with heartburn. I love this. I'm cheating, Lori. I'm cheating, Doc, by taking this product. It's the secret to helping me slim down and bulk up my muscles so I can look beautiful on stage. I love Eternal. Whoop, whoop.
And Patrick, from an athlete's point of view, there's nothing in it that would disqualify you as a banned substance that athletes should not be taking to enhance their performance. So well done. Good luck. You'll have to let us know the results when it's all over and done with. Lori, let's move on.
Right. Yes. Good luck, Patrick. We know you're going to kill it. I mean, there's just no question. Not a question. Way to go. Oh, and another quick thing. You were talking about putting it on the skin too. Another thing that people have reported, cold sores. You know, this is to drink, but there's a lot of things that if you just take a little bit and rub it, people have reported that this helps immensely with cold sores. So just wanted to throw that in there too. So on to our next product, which is our Kynetik product. And what is Kynetik? Well, in this little box, there are 30, as we call them, sticks, little sachet sticks. You rip it open, you put it in your water, you shake it up, and it is an energy drink. It is clean energy. And I like to read right off this box, Dr. Karen, because I mean, there are so many people drinking Monsters and Red Bulls and all of these things that are actually, they've proven quite dangerous, but it says on here, no taurine, important, no sugar, important, no sucralose, excuse me, I know I can't even say
Sucralose.
Sucralose. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad this is recorded. And no aspartame. So those are just super important things. So back to you, Dr. Karen. I clearly can't even talk.
Well, the other thing that's really good about it is no artificial flavors or colors. And the thing about taurine, people don't realize it's a non-essential amino acid, but if you look at the majority of the other energy drinks that are out there on the market, they all have taurine. And it has been associated with leukemias. It's not a direct association. It's not causing leukemias, but there is a link. So people who have a tendency towards that or a family history of it need to be aware of it. It is a bad, 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 bad thing. It's been put in there because of brain function, and they have really shown that it depends on the study you do, but it has mixed results, and not everybody is convinced that it's necessary for cognition and brain function. So stay away from it. We do have the electrolytes in it. We have a natural source of caffeine in it, but just clean energy. Add it to water. Some people are using it with a soda. A few people don't like the taste of it. Try watering it down. Try putting maybe another water enhancer flavor in with it, and that might make a difference. But easy to travel with, easy to pack, easy to throw in lunches. Just a super good product. I don't necessarily need it for the brain fog. Some people do, but darn it all, I just like the taste of it. And for me, I'm not a big plain water drinker. So to have some flavor and taste in something, it just makes it easier for me to get my liquids in so that I'm not dehydrated. And hydration is so important overall. So do we have a testimonial?
We sure do. I'm going to turn it over to Karen. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Welcome to you. My name is Karen. I'm over in Matthews, North Carolina. And I know that a lot of people talk about the energy, and I know a lot of people are talking about many benefits. For me, honestly, I've had chronic headaches my entire life. And I am going to get a little choked up because since I've started taking this, and my husband even said, you know, you've had a headache every day in 30 years I've known you. And so when I said I had a headache a couple weeks ago, I was like, no, I haven't had a headache since June. And that's when this was introduced. And so I just can't even tell. And then for me with my ADHD, honestly, I don't know if it's the natural caffeine. I don't know if it's the herbicide. I don't know if it's the L-theanine. I don't know what it is, or the hydration. I think the headaches is the hydration, but this takes me down to a level. It doesn't really, because ADHD is funny, but it's brought me down to more of a less like excitable energy level, but more of an even energy level, if that makes sense. And it's even to the point where I had such a horrible headache one night. I got up and put a little bit of water and a whole lot of Kynetik, and I took it and got rid of my headache, and I slept fine. Because it's just that, you know, they say to give ADHD kids a cup of coffee. Well, this is just a whole nother level of that energy takedown, if you will. I don't know how to say it, but for me, it just evens things out so nicely that I'm able to do a lot more productively. So I, if somebody said you have to only keep one, it would have been a really hard choice. But this one, I have to say, because of the headache thing, it's literally changed my life. And I can say that very honestly. But I take everything every day. But this one has made the biggest impact on my life. So thank you for letting me share.
Wow, an interesting side effect, fixing a headache with an energy drink. Not being a headache person, and yes, I know that some people do take caffeine for some of their migraines, but boy, I'd rather you took something like the Kynetik with the natural caffeine in it than some of the other caffeine sources that are out there. So great. Thanks for sharing that, Karen. Lori, let's pass it back to you.
Okay, well, I just want to thank each and every person for sharing a testimonial. Those were all very heartfelt, I just want to thank you for being vulnerable. I mean, you know, for sharing and being willing to share and help others because you're sharing your personal testimonial. And like Dr. Karen said at the beginning, you know, everybody's results are going to be a little different because every body is a little different. So I just want you guys to know also, as Dr. Karen said, the absorption rate in our products, you're not going to find anything better. And you might say, well, Lori, that's awful bold of you. It sure is, because I know it's the truth. I mean, we're in the PDR. We have the studies to back it. We have testimonial after testimonial after testimonial. I mean, it's crazy how much these products are helping people. So I just want to say a big thank you to Judy, Lori, Sam, Francesca, Nikki, Patrick, and Karen for sharing your testimonials tonight. And I want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you to Dr. Karen Bailey. I mean, your words have been so helpful. Knowledge is power, you guys. And there's just so many things that we don't know and we haven't learned. I mean, I have to just highlight I have so many notes again, but one of the things that you said, Dr. Karen, and I don't know if you guys heard it, like if you really heard it, she said it real quick. I mean, she has so much that she could just go on, but she said it real quick. And I'm like, I heard that. When you were talking on the collagen, you said some collagen might have leftover remnants of a hide in a factory. And I can't even tell you the visual I got. Now, my visual and your visual might be different. I can just see this hide, this carcass laying on the floor and someone getting some type of collagen off. Anyway, I heard it. And I was like, oh, yes. And our stuff is just not like that, you guys. You just gotta take the products. If you want to see the studies, we have the studies. Do you want to get these products at retail or wholesale? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to look better? Do you want things that are actually giving you results? Or do you want that false sense of, yeah, I took my Walmart vitamin. Good girl, Lori. That's false sense of, you know, feeling good. You know what? I had done that in the past. That's why I'm saying it, because that was me before. But you know what? When I realized, oh my gosh, you do get what you pay for, and you do only have one body. You got one chance to do the best we can. Am I perfect? No. Do I eat perfect? I promise you I don't. Do I do everything? No, you guys, but I just want to do better. And the more I know and the more I learn from people such as Dr. Bailey, I am just so thankful. I'm so thankful to learn a lot of the things I've learned just over the past few years. But you know what? Get good things in your body. Get with the person who invited you on the Zoom and let them know, I'd like to get these products at retail, or I'd like to get them at wholesale. Again, why would you pay retail when you can pay wholesale? Very, very simplistically, it's $30 one time. And for the whole year, you get products at wholesale. Makes sense, right? Let them show you how. Now, if you're saying, gosh, not only do I need these products, my spouse needs these products, my neighbor needs these products, my friend, I heard them talking about this or that, or I know someone who's, you know, has low energy. I know somebody else who has a cold sore. I know somebody else who's suffering from IBS, da, da, da. I mean, you heard so many testimonials tonight. Man, is there a way I could share this with them? And you know what? Is there a way I could create a business with this? Could I do something and make some side income? I mean, you see all these people making side income. I see people on TikTok. I all over social media, and they're doing things and making money from selling a car sponge or a skirt, and I'm like, But what if you could help somebody feel better? What if you could help get maybe some of those medicines out of their medicine cabinet so they're not worried about upset stomach, diarrhea, burping, all these crazy things? What if you could lower some of that and make a little side stream of income? What if you could have a fund? What if you could have a retirement fund? What if you could have a savings? What if just by helping some other people learn about good health and getting good products in their body that are backed by science? You have the science to back it. You have the PDR to back it, as Dr. Karen Bailey mentioned earlier on in the Zoom. So if that's something that interests you, you're like, you know what, I would like to find a little bit more out about that. Tomorrow evening, there will be a Zoom. There's going to be a phenomenal gentleman sharing on that Zoom for about a half an hour. If you say, you know what, I'd like that Zoom link, let the person know who invited you on this Zoom, and you can jump on that Zoom tomorrow evening and you can listen in and find out how you can turn not only these products into helping yourself, helping others, but you can make a little side income. And that side income could turn into a little more income and a little more income and maybe a lot of income for you. The gentleman who's going to share tomorrow night, it's turned into a lot of income for him. So he can share with you how exactly to do that. So I just, again, want to thank you, Dr. Karen Bailey. You are absolutely phenomenal. You are one of my heroes. I am just so appreciative of you and your knowledge, and that you're willing to share and help others so freely. And again, thank you to each and every testimonial. You guys were phenomenal, very heart-spoken, and it will help a lot of people. So thank everyone for jumping on tonight. You guys are awesome. I want to wish you a lot of great health and a lot of happiness. Good evening.